Elite Facts presents
8 athletes who became actors.
8.
Jason Lee. Okay, now this took us by surprise. During the research for this list, we had no prior knowledge of Jason Lee's previous experience in professional skateboarding. To be fair, the researcher for this list only knew Jason Lee from My Name is Earl, and that's it. I mean, this is probably common knowledge to most of you out there, but this certainly took us by surprise. So yeah, as it turns out, Jason Lee is not only a veteran skateboarder, but he also had a professional career during the late 1980s and early 90s. Not only was it a shock to find out that Jason Lee was a professional skateboarder, but it was also surprising to see a skateboarder transition over from extreme sports to a professional and somewhat prominent acting career. As stated, Lee is best known for his role as Earl Hickey in the popular sitcom series My Name is Earl, and is also known for his starring role in the live-action Alvin and the Chipmunks films.
7.
Carl Weathers. Okay, Carl Weathers is just a lovable and yet awesome guy. The roles he's played throughout the last 3 decades have been phenomenal. But have you ever wondered how he got his start in the film industry? Carl Weathers was perfect in the role of Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies. He also has proven his acting ability in several TV series, including Street Justice, which aired from 1991 to 1993, and Tour of Duty. Weathers has starred in various classics such as the previously mentioned Rocky franchise, Predator, Magnum Force, and even Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And he was the only good thing about Little Nicky. Okay, we take that back. Little Nicky is a guilty pleasure, but he's still one of the best things about that film.
6.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. This one is pretty much common knowledge. Arnold started his life off in America as a bricklayer before entering into bodybuilding competitions, where he would come in first place for Mr. Universe 3 times in a row and Mr. Olympia 7 times in a row. He got his first acting role in 1969 in the film Hercules in New York. From there on out, the rest is history. We don't need to list all the films he starred in. We'd be here for hours if we tried to do that.
5.
Dwayne Johnson. Oh boy, it's going to be fun reading the comments on this one. Say what you want about professional wrestling, as fake as it is, and trust us, it's fake. You still need to be in top shape to do it. Dwayne Johnson, who also goes by his stage name, The Rock, started out as a college football player and actually landed a spot on the Miami Hurricanes national championship team. Unfortunately, his tenure on the team was cut short when an injury sidelined him for several months. In that time, Johnson was replaced by future National Football League star Warren Sapp. In 1995, Johnson turned his attention towards professional wrestling, following the footsteps of his father and grandfather. The rest is essentially history. In 2003, following the success of The Mummy Returns and The Scorpion King, Johnson made a full-time transition from wrestling to acting, starring in films such as Doom, The Tooth Fairy, G.I. Joe Retaliation, and the later Fast and Furious films. And you can probably tell his taste in script choices has gotten better over time.
4.
Shaquille O'Neal. Oh dear God, no. So Shaquille O'Neal is an average basketball player, at best. I mean, he's not a bad player, but it's hard to see why so much attention was drawn on him. From endorsement deals to terrible video games. Who honestly thought Shaq Fu was a good idea? Shaq was a megastar. Now, what's the next logical step now once you're a megastar? Start acting in films. Oh boy, he's good at selling his endorsed products to us, so surely he's going to be a good actor, right? Wrong. Sorry, Shaq, you seem like a nice guy, but you just can't act. Now, he's been in several different films. However, he's only been the main star of 2 films, Kazam and Steel. And man, are they painful to watch. Wisely, he continued to play basketball up until his retirement in 2011. By the way, we're still waiting on Shaq Fu 2. Make it happen. We're curious to see how it turns out.
3.
Vinnie Jones. Jones's career in football began in 1984 when he was 19 years old at Alliance Premier League Wealdstone. He combined football with working as a hod carrier on building sites. He played 1 season with Swedish club IFK Holmsund in 1986, helping to lead that team to a Division III victory. In 1986, he moved to full-time professional status with Wimbledon, who paid Wealdstone £10,000 for him. He scored in only his second appearance for Wimbledon on November 29, 1986, in a 1-0 win over Manchester United in the First Division. He was transferred to Leeds United in 1989. He was promoted to the old Division 1 from the 2nd Division. After helping them win promotion to the top flight as champions of the 2nd Division, he proved he could thrive, and under the stewardship of Howard Wilkinson and the captaincy of Gordon Strachan, received only 3 yellow cards during the entire season. He retired from football in 1999 and turned his attention to acting. Gaining the reputation of being a hard man on the football pitch, Jones chose roles that best fit his thuggish personality, playing roles in films such as Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, Mean Machine, Swordfish, The Condemned, and Escape Plan. No matter what role, though, whether the film sucks or not, you've got to give Jones credit. Whenever he's on screen, he's always a riot.
2,
Ronda Rousey. Although she's still currently in the UFC as an active fighter, and as we produce this, has an upcoming fight scheduled for the Women's Bantamweight Championship against current champion Amanda Nunes. Rousey has started her acting career off over the last few years, and needless to say, she's actually a pretty good actor. The Olympic bronze medalist in judo started her professional MMA career off in the King of the Cage (KOTC) promotion back in March of 2011, before moving to Strikeforce in August of that same year. Since 2011, she won the Strikeforce Bantamweight Championship, was promoted to UFC Bantamweight Champion after UFC bought out Strikeforce, and had a winning streak of 12-0 before eventually losing to Holly Holm in November of 2015. In 2014, Rousey got her first blockbuster role in the third Expendables film, and has since gone on to star in films such as Entourage and Furious 7. With her announcement that she'll be retiring from MMA soon, it's safe to say we'll be seeing her in plenty more films.
1,
Jason Statham. Jason Statham has become a quintessential action star over the last 15 years. He started his acting career in 1999 in the film Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Ironically, the same film Vinnie Jones made his acting debut in, and has since appeared in films such as Snatch, the Transporter series, Crank, Crank 2 High Voltage, The Expendables, Revolver, Furious 7, and the upcoming Fast and the Furious 8. Statham is essentially the perfect anti-hero. But before his acting career, Statham had a prominent career ahead of him as a professional diver. Statham has had a passion for diving since the age of 11 and would practice daily, perfecting his techniques, and was even part of Britain's national diving squad for 12 years. Hell, he even competed on England's behalf at the 1990 Commonwealth Games. This skill eventually ended up saving his life on the set of The Expendables 3, as the vehicle he was driving had malfunctioning brakes, causing the vehicle to plunge 60 feet below into the Black Sea. Statham was able to bail out of the vehicle and expertly dive down into the ocean, leaving the vehicle to impale on the rocks below.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.